also Vinod Shukla, foreign affairs expert, with us in the discussion. Mr. Shukla, Hezbollah has already launched strikes in northern Israel. Houthis are also threatening to attack ships in the Red Sea area. How potential are these remaining proxies of Iran to open up new fronts in Yemen, or Iraq or Tehran, or Yemen, Iraq or Tehran?
See, as General Sudhakar was saying, these proxies, Hezbollah, Houthi, and Hamas. Hamas back is almost broken, but these proxies, they are like amoeba. They are not destroyed completely. They regroup. They get financial assistance and arm and ammunitions, and they revive themselves again. So, and they don't generally do face-to-face war. They are generally they adopt guerrilla tactics. So the war is going to continue with their strategy for 2-3 months. I agree with Sudhakar sir. But if no support, because their biggest support was Iran. Iran itself is almost destroyed, and by the end of war, all their financial and other supports will be stopped. But since they are proxies, and they are religious bigots and religious radicals, they are Islamic terrorists, so they draw their inspiration from there, and they are not fighting for they are not fighting for a country, for a region. They are fighting for Islam, and their objective is to destroy Israel and teach a lesson to America. And they will continue till their objective is achieved, which is unrealistic and never going to be achieved. So this is going to continue. They may stop after 3 months for some time, for a year or so. They will regroup, and they will change their base and continue. So they are here to stay. This is an ideological war which is going to continue. Nobody can predict when this ideological war is going to end.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, viewers, moving ahead now, the United States consulate has suspended its operations in Lahore as well as Karachi. All visa appointment has been cancelled till March 6, and the US Embassy has cited security threats. Remember, this comes after 9 Pakistanis were shot dead by US Marines present in the Karachi consulate after a violent mob attacked the US Embassy there in Karachi and set it on fire after Iranian Supreme Leader Khamenei's death. All right. Mr. Vinod Shukla, why do we see a different response to attacks on US consulates and embassies in different countries? In Pakistan, the embassy officials killed 9 Pakistani civilians, but that strategy was not adopted for UAE or Saudi Arabia.
Strategy adopted in Pakistan, for that matter in India, is different, because in India and Pakistan, the mindset of a section of that community is different. They are supporting Iran on the same very ideological ground, ideological moorings, which supports these terror organizations, Houthi, Hezbollah. But the Gulf nations, they have their business interest, and they are not as radicalized. They are reformed society, and their interests are different. So that factor does not work there, but it works in Pakistan and India. you must have seen there were multiples of protests from Jammu Kashmir to Kerala, where support for Iran was pouring in, and the killing of uh, Khamenei was condemned, and even a section of people was criticizing government and the prime minister, that why they haven't issued any condemnation or any statement in support of Khamenei and Iran. They don't know, or they ignore that this is the regime that has been supporting Pakistan on Jammu and Kashmir, Pahalgam, and even when some small incidents against minorities took place, they were calling it a genocide of minorities. So they ignore such issues and blindly support just because the regime was Islamic, and especially Shias are very aggressively protesting against this killing. There is there is a ideological issue. There is a psyche of support of such elements. And for Gulf, they have a different outlook on these issues.
All right,
Yeah.
sure. Moving ahead now, viewers, some more details are coming in. The US Embassy in Saudi Arabia has cancelled all consular services in Riyadh, Jeddah and Dhahran following the attack on its facility. All routine and emergency appointments for today are cancelled, called off, and a shelter-in-place alert is in effect. The embassy advises American citizens to avoid the premises, limit non-essential travel, and maintain a personal safety plan. Travelers should monitor security alerts and follow local authorities' instructions. The embassy has released emergency contact numbers and urges travelers to monitor security alerts, stay alert, avoid crowds, and enroll in the Smart Traveler program. Authorities continue to closely monitor the situation. All right, I want to take a question here from General Sudhakar. General Sudhakar, the long cultivated image of the Gulf states, as a stable investor zone, a business-friendly environment, stable business and tourism paradise, that's been shattered overnight. How long before investor sentiment can be recovered and oil output restored?
You see, anything to do with economy and you have the investors, they will be based on very quick and early reflections. You see, it's like, the aviation sector was impacted just for 2.5 to 3 days. Now back to anything impacting the people directly will actually swing back very fast. That's my take. I may be wrong, but largely that is how I feel. That in just a matter of time, but in case of Middle East, it has got a different characteristics. The characteristic of Middle East is that it is a very fragile ecosystem of security and safety. One. Number two, it has got very restrictive domestic population. It has got large number of immigrants into the country. It has got a lot of people from outside the countries who are white collared and blue collared kind of people, employed, skilled, unskilled laborers are there from outside the country. It also has got best of connectivity, per capita income is very high, and all these things when you look at and compare with what is happening in past 3.5 days, if it goes on, then it is definitely going to hurt the sentiments and of the investor. And that is where I would actually reply to your question in a very succinct one line, that this time will tell. And my gut feeling is it will take anything up to maybe 2 to 3 months to stabilize, to gain confidence. Otherwise, going by the paradigm of economics, any turbulence, it's like a flow, smooth flow of a river. Wherever there is a this thing, little slowdown or sign of stability, the water will keep flowing there. So it is something like that. But Middle East has got a different peculiarity. It is got largest reserve, almost 50% of the reserve of oil in the world. 20% is coming out from the Gulf, because everything is so vulnerable. One doesn't know where the shot is being aimed and where it is going to land. That is predicament and unpredictability factor. Therefore, the investors have to guard against blindly putting their money left, right, and center. They will see which side the wind is blowing and then put the money there.
All right, sure. Stay on with me, General. Once again, viewers, let's also now tell you that Israel in